Hi friends, we are seeing one of the important area, that is Asaf Jahis of Hyderabad. Asaf Jahis of Hyderabad. In that, so I have to see one of the important characters, Sikandar Jah. Okay, Sikandar Jah. Sikandar Jah. He came in the year. ఎప్పుడు అధికారానికి వచ్చాడు ఈ సికిందర్ జా? సికిందర్ జా హీ కేమ్ టు పవర్ ఇన్ ద ఇయర్ 1803. 1803లో రావడం జరిగింది. అండ్ ఈ కంటిన్యూ టిల్ 1829. 1829 వరకు కొనసాగిన వాడు ఈ సికిందర్ జా అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. హీ వాజ్ ద సన్ ఆఫ్ నిజాం అలీ ఖాన్. సో హీ వాజ్ ద సన్ ఆఫ్ నిజాం అలీ ఖాన్. నిజాం అలీ ఖాన్ అని చెప్పేసి, సో దిస్ నిజాం అలీ ఖాన్ కుమారుడు అని చెప్పి తెలుస్తుంది. ఇతని కాలంలో అభివృద్ధి చెందినటువంటిది. సో దిస్ ఎస్పెషలీ హీ ఓన్లీ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్ దిస్ సికింద్రాబాద్ టౌన్ వాజ్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్ బై దిస్ వన్. సికింద్రాబాద్ పట్టణ నిర్మాణం చేశాడు. టౌన్ వాజ్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్ బై హిమ్. సికింద్రాబాద్ టౌన్ వాజ్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్ బై హిమ్. ఇతడే ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయడం జరిగింది అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. ఇతని పేరు మీదనే మరి ఇది పేరు వచ్చినట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది అని అన్నాం. ఓకే, ఇన్ ద పీరియడ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వన్ ఓన్లీ సో థింగ్ వెంట్ ఆన్. ఓకే, సో ఇలా మరి దట్ ఈస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్స్. ఇతని కాలంలో మరి చూసినట్లయితే విలియం పామర్ అండ్ కంపెనీ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ బ్యాంక్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్. ఇన్ 1814లో బ్యాంక్ ఏర్పాటు చేయడం జరిగింది. ఒక పక్క రోహిల్లాల ప్రాబ్లం తలెత్తింది. రోహిల్లాస్ ఆర్మీ కూడా ఉంది. ఓకే, రోహిల్లాస్ ఆర్మీ దట్ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్, స్టేట్ ఆర్మీ దట్ ఆల్సో ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్, సో లైన్ ఆర్మీ దట్ ఆల్సో ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్. ఇలా డిఫరెంట్ ఆర్మీస్ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్. బట్ సో ఈ థీవ్స్ ప్రాబ్లం ఎక్కువైపోయింది. సో పిండారీసు అదే రకంగా ఈ థీవ్స్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో వీళ్ళ యొక్క ఆగడాలు ఎక్కువైపోయాయి. ఇటువంటి సందర్భంలో సో దెన్ ఈ బ్యాంక్ ఒకటి ఏర్పాటు చేశారు. సో దెన్ రస్సెల్ అనే అతను హీ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్ రస్సెల్ బ్రిగేడ్. చందూలాల్ యాక్టెడ్ యాజ్ దివాన్. ఇతని కాలంలో ఉన్నది ఎవరంటే దివాన్గా ఉన్నది చందూలాల్ యాక్టెడ్ యాజ్ దివాన్. ఇన్ ద పీరియడ్ ఆఫ్ సికిందర్ జా చందూలాల్ యాక్టెడ్ యాజ్ దివాన్ అండర్ సికిందర్ జా. సో అండర్ సికిందర్ జా ఓకే, చందూలాల్ అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. ఈ చందూలాల్ యాక్టెడ్ యాజ్ దివాన్ అంటే ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్, దివాన్గా పనిచేయడం జరిగింది. ఇక దీనికోసం ఏం చేశారు, రస్సెల్ బ్రిగేడ్ అనే దాన్ని ఏర్పాటు చేశారు టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ హైదరాబాద్ స్టేట్. ఓకే, టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ హైదరాబాద్ స్టేట్ Russell Brigade was established. Subsidiary alliance that continued. In addition to that, what happened? అందులో ప్రత్యేకంగా ఒక విభాగాన్ని ఏర్పాటు చేశారు. సో దిస్ రస్సెల్ బ్రిగేడ్ అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాం. అండ్ ఉమెన్ రెజిమెంట్ వాజ్ ఆల్సో ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఫల్టన్ బ్రిగేడ్. ఇలా ఇవన్నీ ఇతని కాలంలో ఏర్పడినట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది. సో చందూలాల్ యాక్టెడ్ యాజ్ దివాన్ అన్నాం. మరి ఇటువంటి సందర్భంలో ఇన్ ద పీరియడ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ సికిందర్ జా ఓన్లీ in 1814 bank was established. In 1814లో మరి చూసినట్లయితే విలియం పామర్ అండ్ కంపెనీ established bank in Hyderabad. ఈ బ్యాంక్ ఏర్పాటు చేయడం జరిగింది. మరి ఎటువంటి సందర్భంలో హైదరాబాద్ సెక్యూరిటీ కోసం ఏర్పడినటువంటిది ఇది రస్సెల్ బ్రిగేడ్. సో దిస్ రస్సెల్ బ్రిగేడ్ దట్ వాజ్ ఆల్సో ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్ అండ్ ఫల్టన్ బ్రిగేడ్ దట్ వాజ్ ఆల్సో ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్, దట్ ఈస్ ఉమెన్ రెజిమెంట్. ఓకే, ఫల్టన్ బ్రిగేడ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఉమెన్ రెజిమెంట్. రస్సెల్ బ్రిగేడ్ వాజ్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్ హెన్రీ రస్సెల్ ఆధ్వర్యంలో. సో రస్సెల్ brigade was established. Okay, to protect Hyderabad state. రాజ్య రక్షణ కోసం, టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ హైదరాబాద్ స్టేట్, టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ నిజాం స్టేట్ ఆర్ హైదరాబాద్ స్టేట్, టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ హైదరాబాద్ స్టేట్ ఈ రస్సెల్ బ్రిగేడ్ అనేది ఏర్పడినట్లుగా తెలుస్తుంది. సో రస్సెల్ బ్రిగేడ్, ఈ రస్సెల్ బ్రిగేడ్ ఏర్పడిన తర్వాత ఏమైందంటే salaries are very high. So that's why what happened, so మరి ఇటువంటి సందర్భంలో there was no money. Then he mortgaged golden ornaments and got money from money lenders. Not only that, when William Palmer and Company ఈ బ్యాంక్ ఎప్పుడైతే ఏర్పాటు చేసిందో, from this bank every year he borrowed money. Every year he started getting money from this bank at the rate of 26% interest. Rate of interest is 26%. ఓకే, ఇలా మరి he went in debts. సికిందర్ జా పీరియడ్లో ఏమైందంటే he got money from, so to maintain this army. So Fulton Brigade, that was women regiment. Fulton Brigade was women regiment. దీన్ని ఏమని అన్నాం, women regiment అని అన్నాం, Fulton Brigade. To maintain this army, so this Nizam Sikandar Jah, he got money from bank, loans from bank, rate of interest 26%, to maintain expenditure, to maintain army, to maintain Russell Brigade, okay, to maintain this Russell Brigade. So money was taken from, loan was taken from, so this bank by this Sikandar Jah to maintain Russell Brigade. Sikandar Jah got loans from the bank. Okay, Chandolal suggested this one and Russell also suggested, yes, we can take money, no problem, you pay some interest. So paying interest is easy. At a time big amount will come, so I can pay interest like that. But what happened? So year after year that became big amounts. Okay, it reached to 64 lakh rupees. At last reached to 67 lakh. Okay, like that. So interest, heavy interest. So like that, Sikandar Jah got loans from the bank. So rate of interest is how much? In the period of rate of interest is 26%, very heavy, very high interest, very high. Okay, with this he went in debts. Completely Sikandar Jah's period, he went in debts like that, it was said. All the golden ornaments were also mortgaged and got money from money lenders. So like the Sikandar Jah's period, so it went in difficulties. So completely it went in difficulties like that, it was said. He continued till 1829. Okay, in the period of this one, okay, Lord William Bentinck passed Sati Prohibition Act. Sati Prohibition Act was passed in the year 1829 by Lord William Bentinck. Later it was passed even in Hyderabad state also. Like that, Sikandar Jah's period, in the period of Sikandar Jah. Okay, in the period of Sikandar Jah, in 1829 in India, Sati Prohibition Act was passed by Lord William Bentinck. Okay, in the period of Sikandar Jah. So in 1829, Lord William Bentinck passed Sati Prohibition Act. Sati Prohibition Act. That is one of the important points. In 1829, Lord William Bentinck passed Sati Prohibition Act. So there is the important thing which happened in the period of this one. Got idea about this? So in the period of this Sikandar Jah only, this also happened. So then, to maintain this one, it became very heavy to this Sikandar Jah, maintaining this big army. So maintaining the Russell Brigade, that became problematic. Chandulal, what happened? Chandulal, he led very luxurious life because this Russell and Chandulal, they only, so there is asked this Nizam to get money from this one. At this moment only, so what happened? So this, Charles Metcalfe was appointed as British resident. At this moment, so there is, at this moment what happened? So Charles Metcalfe was appointed as, Charles Metcalfe was appointed as, British resident. Charles Metcalfe was called liberator of the press. Later he was appointed as Governor General, but he did not continue for a long time. In 1835 only he was appointed and he was sent out in 1836. Only 1 year he continued as Governor General. Right? Charles Metcalfe is called, so father of liberator of the press, like that it was said. He was called liberator of the press. So Charles Metcalfe was called. Charles Metcalfe was called. So this Charles Metcalfe. Charles Metcalfe was called liberator of the press. Was called how in the sense? Liberator of the press, like that it was said. Liberator of the press. Charles Metcalfe was called liberator of the press, like that it was said. In the period of this Charles Metcalfe, he came to know all the problems which existed in Hyderabad state and immediately suggested Nizam. So the Sikandar Jah, so to clear bank loan, because it is a high interest, 26% interest is there, I will speak to East India Company. From East India Company, you can get loan like that. He said to this Sikandar Jah, Charles Metcalfe, so was called liberator of the press. He said to Nizam that, he said to Nizam, Sikandar Jah, he said to Nizam Sikandar Jah to get loan from East India Company. To get loan from East India Company. To clear this bank loan. To clear the bank loan. To clear the bank loan. Then, so he spoke to East India Company and asked them to provide loan to this Sikandar Jah. So like that, Sikandar Jah got loan from East India Company. Rate of interest is only 6%. So at last he favored. So there is Charles Metcalfe favored Nizam. He favored Nizam. So this Nizam Sikandar Jah, we can say. Nizam Sikandar Jah, because he only said to East India Company to provide loan. Then East India Company provided loan to East India Company. This East India Company provided loan to. East India Company provided loan to Sikandar Jah. With that, he cleared the loan of bank. With that, so the rate of interest is only 6%. The rate of interest is only 6%. The rate of interest is 6% only. So it is easy. Where is 26%? Where is 6%? Like that, just by, so the 6% only, he got loan from this man and cleared the loan of, and Nizam cleared the loan of bank. Nizam cleared the loan amount of the bank, loan of the bank. Charles Metcalfe helped a lot in connection with this. Charles Metcalfe was called liberator of the press. Later, Charles Metcalfe was appointed as Governor General. So like this, he helped this Sikandar Jah a lot, like that we can say. So this latter, so this Charles Metcalfe was appointed as Governor General. You see, so this latter Charles Metcalfe was appointed as Governor General. So 1835 and 1836. 1836 he continued as a Governor General. In the days latter, after this Sikandar Jah only. In the period of this Sikandar Jah, what happened? So previously his father established many mahals. Moti Mahal, Gulshan Mahal. One of the mahal was Purana Haveli. So he shifted to Purana Haveli and lived there. In Purana Haveli, the biggest wardrobe that existed. So in the country, the biggest wardrobe, not only country, in the world also it is the biggest one, like that it was said. Biggest wardrobe existed in the period of Sikandar Jah. So he lived, Sikandar Jah lived in Purana Haveli Palace. Okay, Purana Haveli Palace. So that was established by his father only previously. A biggest or lengthiest wardrobe that existed. Like that it was said. In this Purana Haveli, a lengthiest wardrobe existed. Wardrobe existed, like that it was said. Lengthiest wardrobe that existed. That's one of the important things which happened in the period of this one. So like this, all these important things went on in the period of this Sikandar Jah, like that it was said. But here what happened? Chandulal and Russell, these two people, what happened completely? So there is demotivated this Nizam, like that we can say. So many constructions did not take place in the period of this Sikandar Jah. Only Sikandrabad town, that is one of the important one which came to light. We are calling Sikandrabad and Hyderabad as twin cities. So today we are calling them as twin cities only. Anyhow, Sikandrabad, that was established by this Sikandar Jah, that you have to remember. So at the same time, there is Pindaris and other thieves, they were completely suppressed in the period of this one. So because after there's revivaling the strength, revivaling the strength, they were all suppressed, like that it was said. So like this, Sikandar Jah's period, what happened in the sense, went well. So there is agriculture that continued well in this period. Agriculture also advanced. At the same time, trade and commerce. Internal trade and commerce well advanced in the period of Sikandar Jah. Internal trade and commerce. Internal trade and commerce advanced well. There is advanced well. Internal trade and commerce advanced well in the period of this one. In the period of this, so this Nizam, in the period of this Nizam, Sikandar Jah. Thomas Munro acted as Madras Presidency Collector. Madras Presidency, not Collector, Governor. He acted as previously Collector of ceded districts. But in the period of this one only, so there is especially Thomas Munro acted as Governor of Madras Presidency in the period of Sikandar Jah only. So in the period of Sikandar Jah, Thomas Munro in the period of Sikandar Jah. Okay, Thomas Munro acted as This Thomas Munro acted as governor of Madras Presidency, governor of Madras Presidency. That you have to remember. Governor of Madras Presidency, like that it was said. At last, what happened? Cholera disease that was spreaded in Kadapa, Kurnool regions during the period of this one in 1827. Kadapa, Kurnool region. So this cholera disease was spreaded. So in the period of this one, Kadapa, Kurnool, in the period of this Sikandar Jah's period only. In 1827 period, okay, cholera disease was spreaded. Cholera disease was spreaded. Cholera disease was spreaded in Kurnool, Kadapa region. In Kurnool, Kadapa region. Kurnool, Kadapa region, we can say. Okay, you know well. In Kurnool, Kadapa region, when it was spreaded, Kurnool, Kadapa, they were under Madras Presidency. So previously they were part and parcel of this Nizam, but they were given to the British by this Nizam Ali Khan. So now they went under Madras Presidency. So they were under Madras. That's why what happened, Governor of Madras was Thomas Munro. This Thomas Munro immediately sent medical troops to this Kurnool, Kadapa regions. Okay, so doctors etc. was sent, but so with that he did not stop. He personally decided to visit Kurnool region, and in 1827 he visited Kurnool region. While moving, by seeing all the things, so he was also attacked by cholera disease in 1827 there in Kurnool district at Pattikonda. At Pattikonda region only, at last he was dead. So this Thomas Munro lost life in 1827 in the period of this Sikandar Jah only. Okay, Thomas Munro, he lost life, like that it was said. At last this Sikandar Jah, he continued till 1829. Sikandar Jah continued till 1829 and he was dead in the year. This Sikandar Jah continued till 1829 and he was dead in the year 1829, like that it was said. And he was dead in the year, he was dead in 1829. With that his period was ended. So that much importance was not there in the period of this one. Constructions did not take place. Many constructions were not there in the period of this one, that you have to remember. So but one of the important thing was Secunderabad that came to light, that was constructed in the period of, so this one, that is one of the important. Then Charles Metcalfe bit that was previously asked in the examination. Who was called liberator of the press, like that question was asked. Who was called liberator of the press? Sir Charles Metcalfe, because he gave freedom to the press. Previously, liberty was not guaranteed to press. Freedom was not guaranteed to press. Scrutiny that was taking place. So first of all, they have to show the same to the British officers. If they say yes, then only they have to publish. Otherwise, no question of publishing any newspaper. Like that, restrictions existed. But Charles Metcalfe, what happened? He gave complete freedom to this press. That's why only Charles Metcalfe was called how? He was called the liberator of the press, like that. That's why only he did not continue for a long time. Immediately he was called back in 1836 itself. He acted as Governor General 1835 and 1836, you know well. So from the period of Lord William Bentinck only, they are called Governor General of India. Previously they were called how, in the sense, they were called Governor General of Bengal. Okay, like that. So all these important things they happened in the period of this, especially Sikandar Jah. Okay, at last his period that was ended in the year 1829, like that. So it was said. So then who came to power in Hyderabad as a new Nizam? Nasiruddaulah came to power. That we have to see. Okay, thank you.